everyone, welcome back to my channel, Divine Song. My name is Elaina, and I am here to be light and love to you in any way I can. I'm here to be a friend to you. I said in my last video, I'm not here to be your guru, or I'm not here to set myself up as someone that can hear better than you can. I'm here to just help you on your journey. I do tarot readings, I do channeled love songs, and the purpose is to just like help you and give you more love and give you more peace, and especially with the channeled love songs. I mean, the truth is that you are unconditionally loved. Whether you've met someone that you consider to be your soul or your twin flame or not, it doesn't matter. That same unconditional love, it exists, and it's there for you, and I would be happy to channel it to you. I am going to do a reading. In my last reading that I just did, I was about to actually channel message from your divine masculine, and as I started shuffling, the Empress flew out, and I immediately knew, no, you're just supposed to give a channel to the femmes with this card. And I feel like now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a message for the divine masculines. I've got my cup of tea here, like Natasha over at Tarot for You 444. She always has her tea every morning. And honestly, if you haven't followed her yet, you need to go follow her, because she's very peaceful and very joyful. And I feel like even though she addresses parts of the twin flame journey that are heavy at times, there is a lightness and there's a childlikeness to her channel that has made me feel more at ease with all of this. So if you don't follow her, go do it now. And I'm going to give a message to the divine masculines. The Hierophant is what just came out. You're doing it, masculines. You're doing it. I know you don't think you are, and I know you don't feel like, a lot of you don't feel like you're as spiritual as your feminine. A lot of you feel like almost inferior in a way, but you're doing it. You're going on your journey. You're going on your soul journey. This card sometimes can represent, because it almost looks like a pope. He's got like a pope hat on. The Hierophant is a spiritual card. It is sometimes a religious card. I'm picking up that you don't feel this way. You don't actually feel like you're any sort of spiritual, you don't feel like you're in any sort of position to call yourself a Hierophant. I don't even know what that word means, honestly. What I'm picking up from you masculines is that you feel less than. You feel like you, from an emotional standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, you don't feel like you match up to your feminine. You feel beneath her. You look at her and you see that she's got it all together. It looks that way to you. It looks like she's got like this connection to God, and you're like, I just don't even know if God even exists. You're on the right track. This card is telling you that you 100% are absolutely more in touch with your soul than you think you are. You're more in touch with your spirit than you think you are. You're more in touch with the divine than you think you are. And you're actually on the right path. You're on your right journey. Even if it doesn't seem like you are, even if it seems like everything is in upheaval right now, it's in upheaval because you've been making decisions to go on your soul path. You've been making decisions to go on your spiritual journey. You've been listening. You've been listening to the voice that guides you, and then questioning whether it's really the voice that guides you. I know that you've been doing this. And this card is here to tell you that you're on the right track. You're not just on the right track, like you are track. That comes out weird, but I feel like that's how I'm supposed to say it. You're not just like on the right path, you are the path. You are the journey. I know it's stressful, and a lot of you, I pick up a lot of stress associated with the fact that you don't feel like this. You don't feel like you can spiritually lead yourself. This isn't even about leading anyone else. You don't feel like you can spiritually lead yourself. You don't feel like you have a direct line to God. Some of you feel like you're unworthy of having a direct line to God. Some of you feel like you don't deserve to have a direct line to the divine or to your spirit or soul. It doesn't matter what you call it. There is a connection that we have to divinity, and if you feel like you don't have that, then a lot of times you're going to look outside of you and you want someone else to tell you what to do, and you want someone else to tell you what God is saying. This is literally like almost the same message that was coming out for the feminines. You feel like you can't lead yourself, and this card is telling you not only can you lead yourself, you are leading yourself. You're currently doing it, and you are currently, like, some of you have made really difficult decisions recently. Some of you masculines have made really difficult decisions to either change jobs or leave a job or cut a friendship out of your life or move. Some of you have made really difficult decisions, and you don't see that as you actually spiritually leading yourself. You don't see that as, no, I'm doing it, because you're unsure of yourself when you're making a decision, and so you're not seeing yourself as someone that's standing in their power. But the message that I'm getting is that all these decisions that you've been making recently, even though you're unsure of them, that's you leading yourself. That's you leading yourself, and you are hearing your spirit. You are hearing your soul. You are more in connection with yourself than you think. But stuff comes along and makes you doubt it, and you spiral back down into, I can't lead myself. I don't know what I was thinking. I can't make decisions for myself. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't hear God. I can't hear the divine. I can't hear my own soul. And the truth is you don't realize that you are hearing your own soul, and half the decisions you've been making have been coming from your soul. You do not need someone else to tell you what to do. This card looks like a pope. And a lot of you feel like you need someone like a pope or a pastor to tell you what to do, because it's scary. You don't want to make the wrong decision, and so you're like, no, I need someone to tell me what to do. And this card is telling you, no, you are the pope. And I want to make this very clear. If you need professional therapy or professional counseling, I'm not saying you need to be your own therapist. Although, there are times where you can be your own counselor. I'm actually in therapy right now. I'm in trauma therapy. I have a therapist once a week. That's not what I'm talking about. It was my heart, it was me listening to myself that said, Elaina, talk to a therapist. They might have some tools for you, especially if it's a professional who's been trained in how the brain works, which is exactly what I'm seeing. My soul, the divinity that I'm connected to said, Elaina, it's time to get a therapist. So what I'm not saying is that you don't listen to anyone else. What I'm saying is that if you, in order to guide your own life, don't allow another person to guide your life. Even your own intuition about who to listen to, let that be your own intuition. So yeah, I'm not saying don't get counsel from other people. What I'm saying is that for thousands and thousands of years, we've had this idea that if a person is a pope, or if they're a pastor, or if they're a spiritual guru, then we think finally someone to tell me what to do and someone to give me the answers. And the truth of the matter is that if a spiritual teacher or a pastor or a guru is not pointing you back to yourself, then they're doing you a disservice, because you are just as qualified to be a pastor or a pope as anyone else. And you're supposed to be a pope of your own life. And I know this is very difficult. I feel like for a lot of people that favor more feminine energy, because the feminine energy is more receptive and masculine energy tends to be more penetrative. I didn't mean for that to be sexual, but it definitely is. Because of that, I do find, and I found this back when I was in the previous religious circles that I was in, I found that women tended to be more receptive to hearing from the divine. And I notice that although I don't think men have any difficulty hearing from the divine, I think that they put themselves in a category of not being able to hear the divine. And so I do find that men are a little bit more susceptible to either listening to the teachings of someone else and buying into it wholeheartedly, or not being spiritual at all. And what you're being asked to do, masculine, is to see yourself no different than you see a pastor, no different than you see, maybe a father figure or a guru or someone that you look up to. Maybe there's another man that you look up to and you're like, well, I look up to him, he's got it all together. This is you. You are not any different, and you have the ability to hear the divine and let it guide you. And it's you. You are the divine. This is you. When the Hierophant came out for the divine masculine, I immediately knew it's time for you to start believing in your divinity. It's time for you to start trusting your own ability to pick up the divinity in your own heart and your own soul. And trust that is what's happening, even when you don't think it is happening. And your divine feminine is not more powerful than you, is not more spiritual than you, and does not have any more of a line to the divine than you do. And I am picking that up. I'm picking up a lot of masculines that look at their feminines and they're like, she's so high above me. They see you as in a place of like spiritual superiority, a lot of them. Sorry, I'm talking to the masculines. I forgot I flipped it around. A lot of you masculines, you see your feminine in a place of spiritual superiority, and that is a complete illusion, and it's a lie. And it's keeping you from trusting yourself. It's keeping you from just trusting your own heart and your own intuition and just living your life. A lot of you masculines are very afraid. You're afraid of loss, and you're afraid of lack. And I'm picking up that a lot of you are afraid that lack will come, that lack and that loss might come if you make the wrong decision. I'm picking up a lot of fear of masculines thinking, well, what if I make that decision and then I lose everything? What if I make that decision and then I lose everything? There's a deep fear of making decisions. And I really believe that comes from a place of perceiving a disconnection from the divine, and perceiving and feeling like I can't hear God, I can't hear the divine, I can't hear my own soul, I can't hear my own spirit, I can't hear my own higher self. I'm so afraid of making decisions because what if I make the wrong decision? It's such a heaviness, and it doesn't need to be that heavy, because the truth of the matter is that even if if you ignored your inner self and went in another direction, the next time you hear something different, you can just course correct. Nothing is that big of a deal. Nothing is hinging on this one moment where you feel like you're going to lose everything if you make this wrong decision. Those are fears that have come up from the culture that we live in. We live in a very capitalistic culture where there's lots of fears of money. I'm picking up a lot of rejection in you, Divine Masculine, and a lot of abandonment. And I feel like you're connecting this to your decisions. You're connecting, if I make the wrong decision, I'm going to be abandoned. And that makes you not want to make any decisions, and it makes you want to go find some spiritual person to tell you what to do. And the message for you, Divine Masculine, seems to be the same one as the one I gave the Feminines, which is throw the card back on the table. I'm just kidding. The message is you are your own spiritual teacher. You're your own pastor. You are the one that's connected to your own heart. You are the only one in your own body that can feel your own soul. And you're supposed to see this card and see that it's a Pope, and the message you're supposed to receive is that that's you. You're on the right track. You can hear the divine. You can hear your own soul. You can trust it. You can make your own decisions. Things are not going to fall apart from you following your heart. All the loss and the lack that you've experienced, it's extremely painful, but it's not real. I mean, and that, even that statement, it's not real, can be triggering for people, because, like, you know, what if you had someone that died and you're like, well, that feels really real that that person is dead. And I actually don't want to trivialize that by saying it's not real, because that's actually extremely, extremely painful. But the idea that we're all separated and that there's lack and scarcity, it's only real in the sense of that's the way that it happens to be playing out here on planet Earth through our capitalistic society. But the truth deep down inside is that we're all connected. And the truth is that you can trust your heart, and that you can trust your own spiritual journey, and that you can trust yourself to be your own pastor and your own leader of your own heart, Masculine. You can trust yourself because you are no less connected to the divine voice than anybody else is. Not your family, not your friends, not your church. Nobody is more connected than you are. And since you're the only one in your own body, it's time for you to see yourself as your own spiritual leader, Masculine. That is what I have for you today. Go be love. Go love yourself first. Look yourself in the mirror, give yourself a smile, and say to yourself in the mirror, I trust you. I trust you. Tell yourself, I trust you. I trust that you can hear your own soul. I trust that you can hear your own heart. Tell yourself that you trust yourself. Start to rebuild that relationship with yourself, because you do get very disconnected from your real true self when you're constantly telling yourself, I don't trust you. You're lying, you know, oh, you're not connected to the divine, you're not connected to God, you're evil, you're whatever bad thing it is you tell yourself. It's definitely time to stop telling yourself that. It's definitely time to start trusting yourself and walking in your own power, Masculine. What does that mean, walking in your own power, standing in your own power? It doesn't mean what the world would want you to think it means. It doesn't mean lording over other people. Being powerful doesn't mean exerting something over another human being. Standing in your own power is standing in who you are. It's standing in your own beingness. It's saying, this is who I am. This is what my heart is telling me. This is the direction I'm going. I'm going to do it. That's standing in your power. And it's time for you to believe in your own power. It's time for you to believe. I hope you have a beautiful day. Enjoy the sunshine if there is any where you are. There's sunshine here. I'm probably going to go enjoy some. I just hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope you feel loved. If you don't feel loved, please email me. My email address is below. I would be happy to just send you a word of encouragement and tell you how loved you are. If you want to order a channeled love song, if you want a love song from Divine Masculine or from Divine Feminine, or if you just want a song from my intuitive heart of what I feel like the song is that you're supposed to receive right now, I will do that for you as well. I also have some other services down below. Feel free to check them out. Email me if you need to. And I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope your soul is at peace. I'm sending peace. I'm sending love. I'm sending joy. And you are loved.